Iconic CEO Steve Jobs of Apple loses his battle with pancreatic cancer at the age of 56. I'm Jill Malandrino with the Streets Options Profits.
And I'm Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com.
Scott, not only did we lose a technology visionary, this man revolutionized the way the world knows life.
Yeah, it's unfortunate and it's very hard to deal with when you lose such an iconic visionary, and it just shows you how precious life is. A few days before, my mom sends me a tie because she's battling breast cancer. You have a gentleman like Steve Jobs, who's one of the most smartest in the world, innovative, 56. His life was taken from him. So it just shows you how important life is and how you have to really not sweat the small things and do what you could do to better position yourself, your family, and the people around you, because you can change. And what Steve Jobs has proved is that you could reinvent yourself. You could reinvent yourself as a person, in business, in life. And I know no one really is where they want to be with the recession that's hit. The world economies are flailing, the housing market, unemployment, but things can change. And it's up to you to change and just empower yourself to do so, because life is way too short.
Yeah, Scott, and I agree with you 100%. On behalf of the Street and T3, our condolences to his family at home and his family at the company. We obviously have to talk about how we're going to trade the position today.
Yes, in August, when it first hit that he was going to step down, I think that was a big surprise. Okay, we've known about his health. I think he was diagnosed in 2003, and the company itself has been trying to put a succession plan in, and they do have the next 3 to 5 years mapped out. So short term, there's going to be trading the stock, and longer term, it's the Apple thesis that's going to move forward.
Right. I remember August 24th, Wednesday, after the market, we got the news that he was resigning because he couldn't carry out his job to the best of his abilities. And I remember when you and I came on that Thursday morning, August 25th, pounding the table, hey, look, this is a deeply talented bench. His legacy is ingrained into this company. The culture is not going to change. And Tim Cook is adamant about carrying out his legacy.
Right, and at this point, they have their products in place, and the technicals of the chart recently have been a little weaker. So I have to say that, the way that Tim was received when he released iPhone 4, they were a little upset it was an iPhone 5. With the market pressure, we've seen Apple give up its 50-day moving average, but it held its 200-day moving average. So right now, let's get to the chart. If you take a look here, you will see that recently we've talked about, when it lost a bit of its momentum here around 410. Then, some of us had stops in place around 395, and then it was a little concerning when it broke this uptrend. It broke this uptrend, and then you had to move down to the 200-day, which held. But the market was under severe pressure. So today, I think it's trading it down about $5 or so. I think down $5 is buyable. If you don't have the risk and you don't have a long-term time horizon, then put a stop in at I would say give yourself some room of around 354. Then that means that there's some other things other concerns out there as far as the growth of the company moving forward, which we do not have. It's trading at a PE of around 12, 13. They have a ton of cash. You take out the cash next year, it's a PE less than 11, and it's grown well over 25%.
Right, so I think just like what we said on August 25th, and I even think the announcement then was even more of a shock than his passing yesterday, when it was announced yesterday. Again, it takes the uncertainty out of the name. And, I think it's a good opportunity for people to get involved who have not been involved before. And again, this is a deeply talented bench. The culture is ingrained with Steve Jobs.
So technically, continue to watch the action. I do think that the 200-day moving average holds. If it doesn't, then it changes the composure. But right now, this down open is buyable. I think the quarter is going to be solid. I think you just have to watch long-term, this longer-term trend, which I'm going to show you here, because some people are concerned that the next few years are all set, and we've seen big, huge companies, things change, but usually they break long-standing uptrends, and this one is intact and it's okay. Below 350, it's a bit concerning, so I would stay long and just watch that 200-day moving average.
Okay, we will be watching the charts, and there's a lot of commentary out there today. Thank you, Scott.
My pleasure, and just learn from it. Life's way too short. Don't sweat the small stuff.